What's your favorite scary movie?
They mostly come at night. Mostly.
Welcome to my world, bitch.
Your suffering will be legendary, even in hell.
They're here.
Welcome, victims, to the Horr-Gasm podcast. Kill the lights, lock the doors, get comfy, and prepare for the sexiest and scariest podcast around. I'm Nick, and with me as always, my co-host, Ali.
Beep boop boop beep 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 beep. Beep boop.
And
Beep boop boop.
what is that in robots? That Welcome to Horr-Gasm podcast? Or?
You speak it fluently, I see. Proud of you.
I've watched Star Wars enough times.
I speak fluent R2D2. Oh, what a good show.
Yeah,
We're
so
doing
good.
Killer Robot Month, guys.
We're kicking off.
That's why I'm speaking robot. Doing the robot. You
As
can't see,
no one can see, Alana is
but
just
I'm doing the robot.
yeah, total robot action moves.
I bet you can't even tell. I bet you I basically looked metal.
Oh yeah,
Right?
totally.
Don't patronize me.
Oh no, I'm not going to patronize our viewers, our victims, who I'm giving the biggest, hugest thank you, because
Yay.
this morning, just out of the blue, I'm like, I'm going to check our downloads. I'm
Mhm.
curious, like thinking it'd be maybe 20, 25. No, 100.
In a day.
In one day. We
One
had
day.
100 downloads. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you to our victims. Thank you to our supporters. Thank you to Beer and Chill with Jan and Craig and all his hosts.
Oh, I was telling you I listened to their new Mafia episode today.
Mhm.
It was the bomb. So good.
I have it downloaded. I just need
Oh.
the time to listen to it.
So good. I should message them on Instagram and tell them. It was
Well-
good. I enjoyed it.
Well, also our exec producer Ichabod threw a post up,
She did.
and I see you did some editing to it. Thank you. It was much better after.
I'm a grammar person, so it just when there's not commas and stuff, it physically hurts me. And it's not you. I proofread all the emails in our office before they get sent to. Any letter that gets sent out, they're like, "Oh, gotta make sure Alana reads it first." I know, it's a gross thing. It's one of those things that you don't tell people. It's like, "Oh, hi, I'm Alana, and I have a problem with grammar."
To be fair, she doesn't have any thumbs.
Yeah, it's
so
true.
that's why.
I know, poor Icky.
Yeah, but yeah, it's we got 2 months. 2 months to Halloween.
I can't believe it.
I'm excited.
Oh, I saw this post because obviously hashtag, Corona season. We're doing pretty good up here in Canada, thank God, but still not perfect, and school's open next week, so I'm a little stressed about that. But also I have no kids, so fuck them. But anyways, but I saw this post on, I think it was Facebook or Instagram or something, and it was like, isn't it sad that summer's about to be over, but it never really began? And I was like, oh my heart.
Did. Kind of, sort of.
But it didn't. I'm just thinking of all the festivals and all that stuff.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Fucking the Comic-Con, the Saskatoon, what is it
Expo.
called? Expo. It's supposed to be, it was going to be in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
I know. When you start to, and that's the thing is I was having a bath yesterday, and I drink beer in the bathtub because I'm a fucking adult, and I was drinking.
There's nothing wrong with a
Exactly.
a shower beer.
Oh my God, I was at Marshall's the other day, and they have an actual beer caddy for the shower.
Ooh.
Suction cups in, and it's got a built-in speaker. I was like, ugh, I know at least just off the top of my head, 4 or 5 people, that would be the perfect Christmas gift. I should go back and get it. Anyway, so I was having a tub beer. And my favorite restaurant in Saskatoon, which we've featured on Instagram because they're the best, 13 Pies.
Yeah.
Yes. They have this beer called Electric Unicorn. And I was laying in the tub, and I took a sip, and it's I closed my eyes, and I could see sitting in this dingy little bar, Home Alone playing in the background, smell of pizza and pine trees, because Jess and I always go there at Christmas. And I was just I almost started crying because I was like, oh my God, a year ago, I was sitting there laughing, talking, chilling with a crowd full of people. It's just crazy.
You know what?
You know, when you think about, like, you know, there's just those things that you taste or smell and they take you
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah. 100%.
Oh,
I get that all the time. I really do.
crazy.
But it's been almost a year since we started this.
Look,
It's been over a year since we started talking about this.
I know.
With my one random text to you when I was at work, you know, hey,
Hey.
Ali, I have an idea. Here's a pitch.
Well, it's like my sister was like, oh my God, like you guys are almost at 52 episodes. That means you've been doing it for almost a year. And I'm like, yeah, we sure have. And she's
Yeah.
like, congrats. She's like, you know, like things are hard to do for that long at a time, right?
Yeah,
Like for real.
I really didn't know how long we'd last.
Right?
I really didn't. And at times I'm like, you know, I feel like I'm done.
Right.
But
Yes.
then we watch the movie and we start recording. I'm like, done. No,
Yeah, this
let's-
is nothing.
Let's keep this going. This is awesome.
Right? Because sometimes it's just like, oh my God, I have so much going on. There's so much stress in the world right now.
Yeah.
You know, I have so many other things I could be doing. And it's like, but you know, it's important to enjoy the little things and just sit back and relax, watch a cheesy, horrible movie about robots in a mall, and just, you know, chill out, order
Riff
some
on it.
takeout. Yeah, just
Riff.
hang out,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that what life is all about? It's about the little moments, you know?
Totally.
Right? Feel
And
very
it's-
philosophical today.
And this is becoming a hobby that really is just enveloped both of us.
Yeah.
Like I just want to do it for fun. It's just for fun.
Exactly.
We're making no profit off this whatsoever.
No. It's
But
just sort of a fun sort of a thing, and you know.
it's became our
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I was telling the girl at work today, I was so excited about our downloads. I was like freaking out at the office. And one of the newer girl, she was like, oh, you have a podcast? And she's like, what do you do? And like, why do you do it? And it was like, well, Nick and I used to sit around home and watch horror movies anyways and talk about it. And we thought, why not just throw up some microphones and do the same thing?
Yeah.
Because we do that anyways, so we may as well just do it and other people can listen.
Yeah,
That's
like you got your points on it, I got my points on it. Boobs.
Yeah.
And
Boobs.
boobs.
You know, that's broken me because every time I watch a movie, that's what I do as soon as I see somebody that's topless. I'm like, boobs?
I do the same thing.
It's, oh my God, why are you slapping my cord?
I'm fixing it. Look, dude, you would never enough cord there.
Oh.
I do, it helps. Boobs. And things
Cords
like-
and boobs and cords and boobs and cords.
And in not all, but most horror movies, nudity is one of the key elements of a horror movie.
It is.
It's not the whole thing, but
Do you think it's a draw? Like before they were
oh,
more
100%.
commonplace? Yeah.
That's horror movies at the time were kind of not made solely for teenage.
I was gonna say they're
middle-aged-
kind of made for like young men,
Yeah,
right? Like that
And-
was kind of their demographic,
yeah,
and they knew what sold.
exactly.
Gore and like I was watching this show on Netflix. I think it's called, I don't even know honestly, High Score, video games, something.
Yeah.
It's a video game documentary, and they were talking to the guy who created Mortal Kombat, and the guy who created what the fuck was it? It was like
Street Fighter.
Pardon?
Street Fighter?
No, it was a horror game. It was like Night something. It was about people trapped in a house and then these.
Night Trap.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You bet. And they were talking about how like people went to like Parliament and the Senate and tried to get it banned and
Oh,
like all this kind
yeah.
of stuff, and it was crazy. And the guy was like, that was the best thing that could have happened to us, because as soon as the parents say we don't want our kids doing this,
They want it.
that's what they want.
And
so
the
he's
amount-
like, that was the best publicity without it being publicity.
Well, and it was free publicity.
Yes.
They didn't spend a cent on that, and it became such a big talking point.
Yes. Everybody's like, oh, that game. Okay, but that's exactly the same thing that they did for that movie called like The Interview with Kim Jong-un.
Oh yeah.
You know that fake one with.
Yes.
Yeah, they purposefully didn't. We talked about this before. They purposefully didn't release it because they were like, man, this is going to be a lot of trouble. And it is still to this day the most downloaded video ever, pirated video
Oh,
ever.
yeah, of course.
And that, like, I did it. Don't arrest
I
me, please.
I didn't. I
But-
didn't. I don't know if I've seen it yet.
It's not a great movie, but it's kind of funny. But it's like every Seth Rogen movie. It's like, that was okay.
This is the End is a great Seth Rogen movie.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one.
And
We've talked about it before.
It can be labeled as a horror. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's on theaters, and when I've said this multiple times, when that Hound of Hell burst through that
Yes,
wall, that
yes,
girl shrieked, got up, and left. Don't know who she is. Maybe she's a victim. Maybe she's a listener. You made the movie to me, so thank you.
Yeah,
but
it's just crazy how stuff like that happens, you know,
Mhm.
with like just, you know,
And
publicity.
and with most of the horror movies out there, a lot of them have
Excuse me.
like in different countries they can't be shown.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. I think The Exorcist was one of them.
Yes.
I know we did we
Yes.
did a little small list of movies that were banned in countries
Mm.
on like one of our previous talking
Right.
shops.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, it's kind of weird how it kind of helps because you know
Mm-hmm.
if there's like a horror movie that was super well known in Japan,
Yes.
but because it was so, I don't know, violent or content wise, Canada would be like, nope, that's unwholesome for Canadians. You
For
can't watch it.
sure.
I'd be like, well, I want to see it now. What is
Exactly.
this about? Please. Just download it. Yeah, I want to see this now. It could be the
Yes.
worst thing ever, but hype.
But that's the thing is that like, okay, and this is like, again, I'm feeling very philosophical tonight. But everybody wants to feel special. So if somebody like I see on TikTok all the time, these people are like, oh my God, scariest horror movie ever. You won't be able to sleep, blah, 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 blah. And I immediately usually send them to you. And then, and then I'm like, I have to watch that movie. Because, you know, you almost have to prove that person wrong. Like, well, I watched it and it's not a problem. I must be tough. Tough, Lana.
Tough, Lana.
Super tough. So
Oh, so
heckin' tough.
tough. So
Oh, so
tough. Oh, so tough.
Oh, yeah. Fucking horror movies.
So good.
So good. I haven't watched any this week. What did I just finish watching? Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. I worked from home yesterday. Nothing like exciting. I finished that video game documentary, which was fabulous. They had the guy who created Doom, like John Romero.
John Romero. Yeah, he made
He
Doom.
is a legend.
Doom was one of the first, again, content-wise.
Yep.
It scared people,
Yes.
and it scared me as a kid.
Yep.
Because of content-wise, people were like, well, this game can't be played here because
Yes.
it's about demons. And yeah, like
Yeah.
it's like content-wise, make it bad enough, you'll get so much free publicity and
Exactly.
be huge.
Yeah, and that's what he basically said is like, you know, I wanted it to be like he wanted there to be chainsaws and that kind of stuff, like stuff that you could use in real life, like to make it just a little bit more realistic. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. Like, just the thought that goes into stuff like that, even though it's, you know, like a earlier game or whatever. But, you know, it's the same thing. Like, parents didn't want their kids playing it because it was violent. Like, there
And
was
they think that the kids
super
would
scary
go
blood.
and do that themselves. They get chainsaw.
Exactly.
That has not happened. That's one of the biggest excuses ever.
Well, and they were talking about all the, like, the time and money that was put into this. So I texted Jess. I was like, can you imagine the, like I said, the time and money they put into going to Congress and the Senate and all that? You know, to say that these are horrible video games and it's like pixels,
Yeah.
when now you can, like, a 5-year-old can sit in front of a computer and download Human Centipede. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just the contrast is like hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy world out there.
It is.
Yeah.
But horror movies makes it better.
That's what I was just gonna say is like then you watch a movie like Chopping Mall, which we watched today, and it's just like so refreshing.
And
It's so nonsensical and it just feels good on the brain sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like a brain hug for me, that kind of thing, because it's so ridiculous.
So cheesy.
Oh, it's so stupid, and it's just I love every second
It's
of it.
pure 80s at the same time.
Oh, it's
I love
bodacious
this.
is what it is.
It is totally, totally bodacious.
Oh,
It's
So
outrageous.
groovy.
It's outrageous.
Well, we're already kind of talking about it, so do you want to get into Chopping Mall?
I think it's time to totally get into Chopping Mall.
Chop chop.
That's it. I don't need this crap.
All right, so like I said, this week we watched the 1986 comedy horror sci-fi movie Chopping Mall. Ooh. It is directed and written by Jim Wynorski, and then another writer was also Steve Mitchell. Right.
That was I was way off. I was like, Wynorski? Norski?
I don't know.
I think you said it right.
Wynorski? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think
it
that's
felt
right.
it felt right in my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I looked at it, I was like, huh. Yeah.
Where did you first hear about this movie?
You know, it just popped up on Shudder. Okay, so Shudder, my one love in life, they have a whole section called Slash-tastics. And about every 2 weeks, I check to see if there's a new one because I may have watched them all. So every couple weeks, I check to see if there's a new one, and I watch it. And this one popped up as being new, I don't know, a year and a half ago maybe. And I was like, oh, Chopping Mall. That sounds okay. And I watched it and I was like, this is amazing. How did I not know about this movie? And then I watched it again, like immediately afterwards, because I needed more. Like I just needed more. And yeah, it's been we've been serious ever since, and we like long walks on the beach. And no, this movie, like, this is everything I love about movies, which I've said on the podcast before. I like bad movies, so, you know, just because I like it doesn't make it good. But, you know,
just because they have a weird plot, poor continuity, and
bad graphics.
Well, the graphics weren't that bad, really. But
I mean,
just some reasons of why doesn't make it a bad movie.
Right.
It just makes it a not quite as polished as other horror movies.
Yes, very cheesy. But I feel like it knew what it was doing. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't seriously think it was a like a super scary movie. Like, oh my god, it's gonna be so scary. It's like, no.
No, it was mostly one big chase scene.
Yes, absolutely.
First 5 minutes is all make out and sex.
Yeah.
After that, and boobs. After that is just one big old chase scene.
Exactly.
And that's all it is.
That's all it is.
And
it's, you know.
That's horror 101.
Yes.
It really is.
Exactly. You want to see people get chased. You want to, you know, feel that tension of being chased and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, again, not a scary movie. This would not scare anybody, I don't think.
No, but put yourself in those shoes. If you're running around Midtown Mall, they have these sentry security bots on treads that chase you down.
Yes.
Like, that'd be terrifying.
Absolutely.
Shooting laser beams out of their eyes and stuff. Yeah, it's.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Put yourself in the shoes. Yeah, it'd be scary.
Totally.
And unlike the States, we don't have sporting goods stores
that. Oh my god, with guns. What? Like just out in the open.
It's America. Love you, America.
Oh,
love
yeah, it's just so different.
It's like kind of the Wild West.
Well, for sure. I think they're just a lot more lax on lots but I mean, that's pretty well known that they're pretty lax on their gun laws. Whereas here it's like they like keep them in the back in a safe guarded by gremlins, and you need to know the secret password and sacrifice your first child, and then you can maybe get a gun.
And then if things go wrong, the government's like, yeah, change your mind, taking them back.
Yeah. Yeah, actually we decided we're good. We're good.
These guns are bad.
So
guns are
bad.
Guns are bad. This gun is bad.
We're a mess tonight. I love it. Sometimes I listen back because obviously I listen to us, and I listen back and I'm like, what the fuck were we smoking? Oh, I like us. Oh my god. Well, when did you hear about this movie, Nick?
I don't remember it from my VHS viewings. I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I didn't have for rent in Outlook. But I know it did pop up on some YouTube,
Fun.
Top 10 goofy kills or worst plots or something like that. So I kind of knew.
It has both of those.
I knew somewhat. I kind of knew of it. I remember seeing the cover of like the robotic hand holding the bag and there's like a head inside. I do remember that, but I never thought, oh, whatever. I didn't think it'd be robots.
Right.
The graphic for the cover is very misleading.
Yeah. Yeah.
Horribly misleading. The robots are
no one
nothing.
gets beheaded. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the robots are not what you think. They're basically Johnny Five from from Short Circuit mixed with I don't know, a tank. But I kind of, as we were getting into it, I went and found it. I bought it. I downloaded it off Amazon. I bought it off Amazon, I should say. Because we planned this up, and I'm like, I don't have this movie. And then after I bought it, I'm like, oh, it's on Amazon. Well, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or else on Shudder.
Shudder, yeah.
But it's not bad. It's not terrible.
It's not terrible. It's very tame. There's like one head explosion, a lot of boobs, some electrocutions. Like, that's about it. One burn victim.
Yeah.
It's like, again, it's 86, so don't expect like I don't know. The exploding head was pretty good, but everything else was like when people get electrocuted, it's like the lightning, lines, the lightning lines. They're like and they just shake a bit, and they fall over, and you're like, oh, okay. It's just, I don't know. It's just the campiness of it just really like tugs on my heartstrings.
But campy works.
Right?
It works for this movie quite well.
Yeah.
It's not seen as a comedy. It doesn't it's not like Evil Dead 2 or 3 where it's like no. We're gonna be goofy. We're gonna acknowledge we know we're goofy, but we're gonna make it work.
Right.
That's our shtick.
Like, as soon as they find the robots, it gets like super serious.
Oh yeah.
Super serious, you
super
guys.
serial.
I'm so super serial. Are we just gonna do South Park voices all
We're
night?
doing South Park.
I feel like we're there.
Yeah. Well, before we get too goofy, let's go through characters.
Yes,
so,
let's do it. Right, podcast.
Yeah.
Right, we're recording.
I think this is.
I was gonna say this is what we talk like all the time. People are probably like, these
as we watch a movie,
people.
we do voices. We make fun. We
beep,
riff.
Boop, boop, beep.
Yeah.
Going to find that sweet robot. Poontang. Beep boop boop beep.
Going to pinch your nipples.
Pinch,
Vanessa, you will be mine.
Hey, seriously, as soon as I hear a robot voice, I'm like, fucking Grandma's boy. Immediately. It's so good. And because I've been hearing Game Grumps talk about it, I'm like,
yes.
Oh my god, it makes me like them so much more.
Oh,
because
it's
it
such
is
a good
such
movie.
a good movie. When we
So
watched
great.
it the other day, like, let's just fucking Grandma's boy. He'd never seen it, and I was like, oh my god. And I was like, and it was, I've never met somebody who doesn't like it. Honestly.
I know. I showed it to Nell.
Yes.
And she got a kick out of it too.
Of course.
It's such a funny movie. It's so out there. It's not obscenely comedy.
Yes.
It's got its moments, but it's nothing like it's not like American Pie.
No, but I mean, he like takes his Laura Croft
Oh
toy,
yes.
pulls her boob up, her little Barbie boob up, and her hands like down her pants, props her on the toilet, and goes to town. Like.
And then his friend's mom walks in.
Yeah.
Just as he is he's climaxing.
Yeah, he's
That's hilarious.
finishing. Yeah. Oh my god.
But the The character we voice, I forget his name, Martin.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Oh.
he just
He like thinks he's
kills this
part
movie.
robot or something. I don't know. It's so weird.
he's in his office like just blasting techno music. Some guy walks in because they're about game testing,
Yes.
and he's I was wondering about this one part. The orcs are green. What if we change them to color red? I'll make them different. And he's like, whatever. I'm a genius. And he's like, okay, whatever. He's like, well, do you like my music? No, it's kind of lame. Like if you had robot ears. Okay. It's like, you are dismissed, and like
You
it's a
are
button.
dismissed.
you are.
Yeah.
Hits music to go on. It's like, that was a good idea. Shut up, I know. He's such a loser, but he's so funny.
It's so good because you all know that person that's kind of like that. You know what I mean?
And he's so full of himself. Just
Oh yes.
You know
but
what,
like that confidence though.
we're gonna stop right here.
Oh my
We're
god.
gonna stop because you know what? I'm going to add this movie as we speak into
Fake
Horr-Gasm month. I'm now making it official. Grandma's
Okay.
Boy is going to be reviewed on Fake Horr-Gasm month.
Yes.
And
Future
oh my,
Nick and Alana, please add it because we will forget. I'm
Yeah.
not forgetting. This is me in the future not forgetting.
yes. Okay. So because we can talk for hours on this movie. It's so
For
good.
real.
And I'm not going to waste it all now. I'm not
Oh,
going
right. Characters.
Characters. Right. I want to.
Oh my god.
Okay. So.
I forget half these people's names. I
do too.
There's a Linda, I think. Allison.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yo, wow.
Nice voice guy.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Greg,
We start
oh,
starting
fuck
with
no.
Kelly Maroney
Yeah.
as Allison Parks,
Right.
Tony O'Dell as Ferdy Meisel.
Oh, right. Fucking Ferdy. His
Fucking
first name was
Ferdy.
Ferdy?
Ferdy,
Oof.
yeah. Russell Todd as Rick Stanton.
Uh-huh.
Carrie Emerson as Linda Stanton.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, they're the married couple.
Oh, they were married?
Yep.
Cute.
It's kind of established. I think we were making a joke during their car broke down.
Us?
scene.
No. We've never made a joke.
Barbara Crampton as Susie Lynn.
Oh, yeah. Susie. Yeah.
Nick Segal
That's a nice
Whatever.
voice guy.
as Greg
Yeah,
Williams.
talking Greg.
Susie Slater as Leslie Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Who you thought she had fake boobs? I disagree.
I don't know. They look like big lumps of silicone.
I think they're real. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh.
I have no one. I don't know anyone who has fake boobs. Nor have I
No.
seen them. So,
Fair.
John Terlesky as Mike Brennan, and
Is Mike the annoying one?
Yes.
Like the with the floofy hair?
Yes.
Okay.
And where is he? Oh, come on.
Looks
he has
like
to
a
be
Mike.
there. And the well-known, famous
Yes.
Dick Miller
Yay.
as Walter Paisley.
Yes. For this 30-second cameo
Oh,
cleaning
but
up a milkshake.
he's like the only like legitimate actor
Yes.
of all of them. Although one of the actresses, I think it was Susie Slater.
Uh-huh.
No, not her. One of the actresses went on. She was in a bunch of movies. Barbara Crampton.
Sure. Yeah,
She-
she's in a bunch of horror movies, isn't
she had a good career after this.
Yeah.
Other
Which
ones-
one did she play again?
Susie Lynn.
Okay, Susie. Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's the one that played Susie. She was in another thing we just watched, wasn't she? If you click under IMDb, I'm pretty sure she was in another thing.
I'll tell you in a second if you want to just talk about whatever.
Oh my god, I've
Um,
never had to talk a day in my life. Yeah.
No, there's nothing. Actually, no. She hasn't
Really?
been- No, nothing yet.
Okay.
She was in Lords of Salem. We haven't watched that one yet.
I thought that her famous for page showed something, but one of the dudes, what's his fucking name? The guy of the married couple, Rick. He was in Friday the 13th.
Yes, yeah, he
Yeah.
was the guy in the wheelchair.
Yes. Yeah.
So, good for him.
Good for him. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, they're all at this point, I think they're all pretty unknown actors at this point in their lives in 1986. And the acting's honestly not bad though.
No.
If you think of some of the other movies we've watched, this is not that bad for acting wise.
Acting wise, no. Shooting guns, they're god awful.
Oh my god. That did they not take them to a firing range before? Because you don't shoot a
No.
gun by swinging it violently in the air.
They're watching too much Commando
Say hello to my little friend.
or Arnold movies where he's always hip firing everything.
Like, what? It worries me, like, a lot.
Yeah. Should we get into the plot?
Plot.
Okay.
Let's do
so,
the plot.
Park Plaza Mall has just installed a state-of-the-art security system, including shutters across all exits and 3 high-tech robots.
Yes, we start on
Programs-
like a video. They're like showing a crowd a video.
Say a commercial. Like,
Sure.
like not a commercial, more like a pitch. A
Yes,
pitch video.
yes, you're
They
right.
got this guy, he's kind of breaking into a mall, and this
Mhm.
robot shows up, and stop or I'll shoot, and
Yeah.
the robot's
Stop
shooting
there.
at it, and he's kind of like, your bullets can't hurt me, and tases him,
Yes.
and that's it. That's
Yeah.
the video, like, here, yeah, and you got people who are asking questions, and well, what
Mhm.
what if there's a late night and people are walking around, how do they get the
How do they know?
yeah, and the guy who's making the big pitch is like, well, what's this?
Do I ever have a story for you?
Turns on the robot and turns to him. He has like a little pass, and this is my pass.
Mm-hmm.
And the robot's like, okay, have a good
Thank
day.
you. Have a good day.
So and there's this couple who they're kind of being snarky about it. And
Yes.
they eventually kind of get, yeah, we'll buy it for our mall.
Yes.
So
Like robots.
yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 high-tech robots programmed to disable and apprehend thieves using tasers and tranquilizer guns.
And they look so goofy, like so
Yeah.
clunky. Oof.
4 couples, Rick and Linda,
Uh-huh.
Greg and Susie,
Uh-huh.
Mike and Leslie,
Uh-huh.
and Ferdy Nelson, who just met that
Yay.
night, because Ferdy's kind of a nerd,
Yeah.
decide to have a party in a furniture store where 3 of them work.
Yeah.
I think that was Greg, Mike, and Ferdy.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, Rick works with his wife, I guess, at a looks like a mechanic.
I think they're
store
just
or something,
friends. They're friends. Yeah, they have their own kind of story going on.
Yeah.
They're just, I guess, friends. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just coming for the big party, man.
It's never really said how they know each other.
Yeah, no.
They're just on the side of the road fixing a truck, and all of a sudden they show up. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I guess they're friends, whatever.
Yeah, it's like, all right,
Um,
whatever. Yeah.
After hours, all of them, except Alison and Ferdy,
Mm-hmm.
begin to have sex, drink, and party inside the furniture store.
Woo!
And there's smooching, and there's a lot of boobies.
There is a lot of fornication happening. All sorts.
You don't
of
see
kinds.
anything. It's pretty. This is tame. It's
Yes.
very,
Oh my god,
very
it's super tame.
super soft core.
Yes.
Even not even core, just
No.
soft.
Yeah, it's just like all of a sudden you'll see people just like go underneath a sheet and then there's no movement and
Yeah,
it's
then
like,
you need
oh,
to cut to Alison and Ferdy watch a horror movie,
yeah.
which I thought
That
was
would be
pretty.
me.
Was pretty funny.
Ugh.
Outside, a lightning storm strikes the mall several times and damages the computer controlling protectors 1, 2, and 3,
Yes.
which kill the technicians and a janitor before starting their routine patrol.
Dun,
Very,
dun, dun.
Short circuit.
Yes.
It's always a lightning bolt
Yes.
that has to scramble the circuits or make them become murderous robots.
Yay, rampage.
Anarchy!
Anarchy. I would throw something, but there's nothing near me without like other than the computer. I feel
Don't
like we
throw that.
probably need that.
Yeah. Starting with Protector 1, Mike and Leslie get killed as they leave the store, witnessed by the others who scatter. That's really vague.
I was gonna
Um,
say, wow.
That's really vague.
2 people just
Basically-
died. Deal with it.
Basically, they're all making out and doing the sex.
Yeah.
And Leslie's like, I need a smoke. And Mike's like, well, tough.
Okay.
he's like, I don't know. He's like, well, I got some Marlboros. He's like, ew, I need Virginia Slams.
Mhm.
So she kind of convinces him to go get some.
Yeah, she's like, if I'm happy, that means you're happy. And he's
Everyone's happy.
like, okay.
So he's going out there trying to go to like one of the vending machines with the first
Mhm.
smoke.
And he's like, $1.25. Buh.
I
And then
don't
he
have a
gets
quarter.
distracted and looking at himself in like the mirror of the smoke machine,
Yeah.
fixing his hair,
Robot
checking
comes up.
himself out, and the robot's like, pass please. And he's like, here's my pass. And the robot's like, kind of advancing on him. And he's like, whoa, man, I showed you my pass. And then the robot's like, what does he do? He like pushes him into the corner and he's like, whoa.
Yeah, we don't see anything.
No.
It's,
And then.
it's killed off screen, and she's like,
Yeah.
chasing after him, like.
And then Leslie's like, okay,
Mike.
it's not funny. And so
Finds
she
his
goes
body
and finds his body,
in
and
the
then she starts
shadows.
running and screaming, and
Well, she shakes him, and she sees his throat slit. She's like,
Yeah.
and then the robot crashes through a door, and she's like, running time. And
slow motion underwear running time.
Yeah. And as she's running and screaming, everyone else who was having sex stops.
Yeah.
And they see him
Kind
from
of
the
a
window. She's running, and the robot shoots her in the back a couple times.
Yep.
And he turns around, she's like, and it blows her head off. Or up. And
Head.
she's dead.
Yes.
So, the men, this is so vague. The men they run away. The men
Yeah.
break into a sporting goods store to arm themselves with firearms. Well, oh God, this is so.
I was just gonna say. So basically, what happens?
This is the worst Wikipedia ever.
So basically, they're like, okay,
They run
we
away.
need to get down to the parkade because we can get out from there because the whole mall locks down, basically.
Yeah, they're talking about getting escaping or the exits.
Exactly.
As I say that, all the doors slam shut.
Yes.
So I think it was first like, hey, get to the basement. You'll get away that way.
Yeah.
Take the
vents.
vents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they push the girls into the vents. The guys run away, and the girls are going to there.
Yeah.
And I think it's Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of them.
No, Leslie's dead.
Oh, that's right. Leslie's dead.
Susie, are you thinking of the long-haired
yes,
one?
Yeah. Susie, she gets bitchy because she's hot.
Yeah.
And she
has
can't
to go
take
see
it.
Greg. He needs me.
He needs me. So they
Greg needs
basically
me.
jump down and
Mm-hmm.
fuck these names. Linda's like, we
Yeah.
need something to fight him with.
Yes.
Because she's a smart girl.
She is.
So
She's
they make
cool.
Molotov cocktails out of gasoline cans and
cloth.
shirts.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they're thinking this is gonna work.
And the boys run, to the sporting goods store
Yeah.
and grab a bunch of guns.
Yeah.
Guns.
Yeah, and the girls get gasoline flares from an automotive store.
Yes.
Using a propane tank, the men blow up the seemingly destroy Protector 1.
Yes.
While the men set up the elevator as a booby trap, the killbots ambush the woman and ignite Susie by shooting her gasoline can, killing her.
Yes. Yeah,
She
Susie's
burns.
stupid and annoying.
Yeah.
And then she gets shot in the leg, and Linda and Allison are kind of like,
Oh
They're like,
my
we should help her. Kind of looking at each other and looking at Susie, and Susie's like, and she's not moving, and they're like,
Just screams and then
we should help her, right? And then she gets lit on fire, like the robot shoots her gas can that she's holding, and she goes up in flames, and yeah, that's the end of Susie. And then Greg and fucking Ferdy and
Rick.
show up, and Greg's like, Susie!
Yeah, he does the old, I gotta shoot him with all my ammo. And, yeah. Not once did I reload this movie.
Nope. Don't need bullets when it's movie magic.
And when they're trying to shoot in the robots earlier, Protectobot 1, you see Ferdy switch from two hands holding the gun to in a close shot to a far shot of him, one hand on the gun, one hand with the
propane tank. Yeah.
And the continuity snob in me
perfect.
is going mental because come on.
It's like, that's not how this happens. That's not how any of this happens.
The editor must have noticed this, or he was drunk, or it was one of Protected
Or
Bots.
both.
I don't know.
Who knows?
But it's just infuriating.
Yeah, I would never notice anything like that.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry. I'm like, this movie's great.
Yeah. The teenagers regroup and rig the elevator trap on Protector 2,
Yes.
destroying it. They then hide in a restaurant where Allison works.
Yes.
Inside, Greg confronts Allison and Linda about leaving the air ducts and exhibits rage due to Susie's death.
Exhibits
rage.
Those
Pulling
were the
his-
describing words this person used.
This is a terrible, terrible Wikipedia.
He actually exhibited rage at the girls.
Pulling his gun on Ferdy when he intercedes on behalf of
Allison.
Allison and Lynn's behalf.
Yeah.
Rick tries to calm him down. Oh gosh, this is terrible. Rick tries to calm him down, and
Yeah.
Freddy suggests destroying the Killbot's main control center in hopes of shutting them all down.
Yes.
They don't even get there.
No.
Thinking
We
back,
never even
that
make
was-
it to the main
That was a
frame.
great plan. They don't even touch it.
Nope.
The group agrees and heads to the control center on the 3rd floor.
Yes.
The robot Oh God. Let's just skip.
I can just see you shaking your head as you're trying to read it.
Our poor victims listening to this. Like, so they run
That
away.
just means they have to watch it themselves.
So they run away, and
Yeah.
Greg is all gung ho. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna avenge my
Yes.
girlfriend. He runs up the escalator.
And they're like, slow down, Greg.
Right at
Don't
the-
split up.
Right at the top, there's a robot, and he kind of just grabs his arm and tosses him over.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to describe these robots so people who haven't seen this movie can have an
Mhm.
idea. Take a slush cup,
Okay.
widen it out,
Yep.
and now take 2 coat hangers.
Uh-huh.
Those are his arms.
Yep.
Just no movement. Just kind of either does like an H,
Oh,
like,
hell
or-
yeah. It looks surprised because it just
Yeah.
throws its arms up
So-
like
so
a
so
90-degree angle.
all of our victims
Yes.
who are listening, take your arms out and put them like you're making your flexion muscles.
Yes.
And now don't flex, so kind of have more straight up and down. That's the robot's where you kind of it's
Natural
threatening.
state.
It's threatening.
Yeah.
Now it does that, and now extend your arms out a bit. That's all it does. Now do
Yeah.
that a bit times.
You go
And-
from a 90-degree angle
90?
to like 180. No.
or to like 70.
Yeah. Boom,
That's it.
boom.
And its
Boom,
hands,
boom.
you kind of do like a pinchy motion with your hands. That's it.
Yep.
That's the movement. So without that movement, it grabs Greg and it throws him over the balcony from the 3rd floor to the bottom floor.
And we obviously
does.
don't see it happen. We
Nope.
see him like grab him, and then it's just Greg flying over the
Flying
side
over.
of the barricade.
And smack on the ground.
Yep. So.
Greg is dead.
Oh yeah, then they show him at the bottom, and he's just like a pool of blood, and his arms like behind him, all Family Guy style.
Oh yeah. On the run, the 4 mini
Yeah.
survivors, Allison, Ferdy, Rick, and Linda, also find the first robot recovered from its earlier defeat. They take refuge inside a department store and set up mannequins to confuse Protector 1
Oh yes.
and Protector 3.
Yep.
They more things left out. They throw a shutter. They open a shutter, close it,
Yep.
and they go up to level 3 because he ran down from level 2.
Yep.
And they kind of hide in the store for a bit and just regroup. As that's happening, the Protector Bot 1. Protector Bot 1 uses laser, which where they got the lasers from, I don't know.
We don't know.
Starts cutting a robot-sized hole. Not a big hole, just a robot-sized hole so he can get through. It takes a while, apparently.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Protector Bot 3 goes up to the 3rd floor and just waits.
Yeah.
Just waits at the entrance of the store, which is another
Mhm.
shutter. So, their plan works as they fire the dummies. As Protector Bot 3
Yes.
fires at the dummies, and one of them blinds itself with its own reflected laser. However,
Which. Like okay.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I love when people
Yeah.
think. I love when people think that mirrors can reflect lasers and
Right?
energy weapons when it just would shatter.
Like I don't think that that's how it works.
Issue 2 with the plot.
Uh huh.
2 of many. However, the blind Protector 3 kills Linda, and an enraged Rick rams a golf cart into it.
Oh
A bolt of
yeah.
electricity kills him, but his attempts successfully destroy the robot.
Mhm.
This is ridiculous.
What?
So, robot's blind, it's spin around, you got electricity
Coursing
Effects.
through it. Yeah.
all around it. Linda
Mhm.
is kind of out of the open, not even trying to
Like-
hide. She's like,
Rick.
Yeah.
Rick.
and
And Allison's like, bitch, take cover.
Allison, who is the only one of all of them who can shoot a gun properly.
Yes.
So we got Linda's down, she's
Yeah.
shot, dead,
Linda's dead.
and Rick,
Yeah.
who's standing there shooting with the gun, who's like, it's automatic,
Yeah.
machine gun. He like just right next to him is a little golf cart. He hops in, drives towards the robot
Mhm.
while shooting. and then hits it, and then he gets electrocuted too.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Why not?
Why in the script would say, hey, let's have the character hop into a little golf cart and just ram into him while shooting?
And
this just
the
hurts my head.
explosions in this movie are like so ridiculous.
Oh, just wait. We haven't got that far yet. Just wait.
I love this.
So, this, I don't hate this movie. I'm making this point right now. I don't not hate this movie.
Yes.
This is a good movie. But it's so B movie
Yes.
plot.
Yes.
And just reasons. It makes my head hurt. I
It's
want to
like
shake my head.
it shouldn't work.
It
You
shouldn't.
know, it shouldn't.
And it doesn't work, but they make it work. And you know what?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That works.
Yes.
As the final robot called... Oh, God. As... okay, this is
You
what
got
it says.
this.
This is what it says.
Okay.
As the final robot called Protector 1, Corners Ellison. They've been calling it... Whoever wrote this has been calling it Protector 1 the entire fucking
I was
time.
gonna say, are they all Protector 1? Because I think you only said Protector 1.
After this, I'm going to go and edit this Wikipedia so it makes sense. Because fuck whoever wrote this.
Yeah.
As the final robot, Corners Ellison, Furry rescues her and shoots it point blank, damaging his laser just before he falls, and he does not fall unconscious. Oh my god. I'm tempted to throw this fucking thing away. So he gets right in there, shoots the laser out, and the robot says,
Yes.
laser damaged.
Because they're trying to find the mainframe. They're up on,
Yeah.
like, kind of close to the top where they kind of need to be, and they split up. Because Allison, for some reason, is doing the stupid final girl stuff, and, like, we should split up, guys. Guys, we should
And
split up.
she said this before. She's
Yes, and they're
we
like,
should
no,
split
don't
up."
be dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
Allison,
they're
stop.
smart. Allison is, like, she needs to watch more horror movies and
Yes.
learn. There's rules.
Well, and
There
she
are
said
rules.
she doesn't watch any, so there you go.
That's true. Good point.
That's true,
Fair point.
yeah.
So they split up, and he gets some poor jump scares, attempted jump scares.
Oh, yeah, I was like, there's jump scares. But I guess
um,
in the loosest form of the word, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she gets scared, and then she like kind of gets cornered in like a storage roomy sort of area.
Yeah, she's screaming for Ferdy, and he shows up.
Yeah. And he's like pew pew and
yeah,
shoots the laser.
And they run away, and it chases him. And
And Ferdy's
Ferdy's
like
like,
runs
"No."
out of bullets. Finally.
yeah,
Like how many
Throws
times has
the-
he shot?
at least 25.
I was gonna say like he
Of a
has
six-
like
of a
100
six.
bullets.
Of a 6.
Shooter, yeah.
Yeah.
And so he throws the gun at the robot, and he's like, fuck. And Ellison's like, and he's like, stay back. And he picks up a extinguisher and throws it at the robot.
I think it's I don't think it was a extinguisher. I think it was a cigarette butt. You know, like you must remember.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
in the 80s they had little canisters where if you're smoking,
Yeah.
you smoke in malls, you just put it out in a little ashtray
Right.
kind of thing.
And
Picks
he
it up, throws it at the
throws it,
robot,
yeah.
kind of bounces off. Robot's like,
Robot's
fuck
like,
you.
fuck you, yeah.
Grabs it up and whips it at him and
Ooh.
hits him in the chest, but his
Yes.
head's bleeding, knocks him out, and we think he's dead.
Yes. We're like, no.
He does not
Ferdy."
fall unconscious, whoever wrote this fucking thing. Despite a leg injury, because Allison,
She got shot
She
in the
joins and
arm.
hides. No, she shot there earlier.
Yeah.
And then she's hiding. She's hiding on like the third floor.
Yeah.
Second,
Oh,
third floor.
yeah.
She's like over the balcony, holding on, trying to hide.
Yeah.
Which is
Hanging
a
on to
dumb
the
idea.
railing, yeah.
And the robot's just going in circles, looking.
Yeah.
And finally, she loses her grip and falls into like this.
Like a sports sort of a thing.
There's like
'Cause they were selling like basketballs and stuff.
yeah, there's like a tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she
Like
hurts her leg.
one of those little like mall things where they try to sell you shit.
Yeah. She hurts her leg and she crawls. Doesn't hobble, doesn't walk, she crawls.
Yes.
Into a paint store.
Yeah.
This is where you get
Oh.
scared. She crawls into a paint store and sets up
The
a trap
paint store.
by mixing paint and chemicals.
Yes.
She lures Protector 1 inside where he gets stuck for failing to find traction on the spilled paint and thinners. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
Fair.
sense.
Totally fair.
She tosses a flare that she grabbed earlier, put into her bra,
Yeah.
into the store.
And then she says a very exciting line. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Igniting the chemicals and finally destroys Protector 1 in the biggest explosion
my God.
ever.
Like fireball. Like
no,
the
not just fire.
windows get blown out. Like
Explosions.
yes.
I did not realize that paint explodes.
Like, okay, and like we're not talking like she emptied like gallons. Like she opened a couple cans, you guys.
Probably, well, there was a few cans, probably 12 cans.
Yes, right.
And like paint thinner.
Yes.
And just threw it in one big pile. And the robot that was dumb enough went straight into it, turned around, like, oh no, I am stuck.
Beep, beep, boop, boop.
And she had the flare, snapped it open, did the toss, and exploded. Not just one little explosion. It went on for a good 15, 20 seconds.
Oh, and it's like one of those things where like they're replaying the shot and everything. It's like, oof.
Yeah, it's
Oof.
a little ridiculous.
And also, like, you know that like at least a quarter of their whole budget went into that.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. As daylight appeared, because we forgot to say the whole plan was to last until 6 a.m. At 6 a.m., everything opens up.
It's like until dawn, basically.
Yeah. Allison leaves the store, and Ferdy awakens, the two remain the only survivors. Thinks she's the last one out. I think he's dead. He kind of shows up with a toilet paper roll on his head, because that's where he got hit.
Yay.
And he comes down the escalator, and they hug, and
we
the
roll
end.
credits.
Until post-credit scene, you ran away.
Oh.
An unknown killbot says the catchphrase, "Have a nice day," one last time.
Oh.
At the end of the credits.
Were they like setting it up for a second movie?
No, it just...
Oh, thank God.
Just to see it come... It's
like, please stop.
It's very, very fourth wall breaking, where the robot comes and to the audience who just watched the movie, "Have a nice day."
Aww.
The end. So.
Adorable. I love this movie.
It's not a bad movie. It's
not a good movie.
It's not a good movie, but it's not a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's a good, cheesy B movie.
Exactly. And like you have fun. That's the thing. And like honestly, like if I'm gonna be honest, it's like a solid 2.5, I think, out of 5. Like it's one of those movies where like I think like I know that I have a weird taste in horror movies, and I appreciate that, but like I don't know, it's like solid middle of the road. I think it's not
That's
scary.
fair. That's fair. Oh, it's not that scary at all. No. I will give it 2 different ratings.
Okay.
For the movie itself, 2 out of 5.
Yep, fair, definitely.
It's not bad. It's not garbage. It's mediocre, but it's fun. It's good fun.
It is fun, yeah.
Now, out of 80s nostalgic loveliness, it's a 5 out of 5.
Like as soon as like Susie says to Allison bodacious, we were like, yep,
And the clothes, the hair.
Oh, the hair. Everybody has.
I'd laugh. The opening kind of scene, you're going through the mall.
Yes.
You see all these just. It takes me back to when I was a kid. And you have this couple who are voraciously making out on a bench. Pan over to an older couple. And the woman, she kind of gives the other guy a little bit of a wink, and she gives a little smooch on cheek. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
You got the girl who's got a tray full of sodas and
food
and hot dogs, trying to avoid people. Some kid on a skateboard. What else? Like
the models walking.
Yes,
down,
the models
like in the
walking.
bikinis, like
just,
why don't you take your kids?
Yeah.
And to the park and the mall mark or whatever the fuck it is. It's some rhyming thing. And the guy like falling up the escalator with all of his bags. He's like, "Duh."
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, it's so good.
It's a great nostalgic 80s movie.
Yes.
Not as good as other ones, but you get the tone very well.
Yes.
And I love it.
Oh, I loved it.
Love it. But no,
oh my God, I'm a mess tonight.
Whoa.
Like I'm coughing, I'm sneezing. Ugh, I need hand sanitizer. Well, we're getting there. I'm just like sinking lower and lower into my chair here. I keep
so
moving my
comfy.
microphone. I'm a mess. I'm going on holidays tomorrow, so it's like my pre-holiday recording.
You're already.
I'm already in holiday mode.
Yeah, you are. You're just ready to go.
Woo!
Well, since we're ready to go here,
Yeah.
what would be because she watches before us.
Yes,
Icky's
yes,
not
yes,
here
yes.
right now. She's off with...
Ichabod's already on vacation with her grandparents at the lake, so
Yeah,
she
but-
got to
but-
take off early.
If you saw her post on Instagram and Twitter and
Yes.
Facebook, she has her little T1000 watching us, making sure we're getting this done.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So,
So,
Ichabod, so she watched and she told me
yes.
they killed the flick before she left this morning.
Uh-huh.
It
Very
was-
thoughtful of her.
Yes. And she told me, oh, don't you forget, or you are going to get beaten and abused by my T1000. So,
Yes.
her puppinator. So, the kill flick was Leslie's head getting exploded.
Yes. Best graphics of the whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this and the explosion had to be, like, huge.
And
in their
this
budget.
This is a great cut. This is a very,
It was
very, very good
amazing.
cut. You can't even tell that they threw in like a fake head and went boom.
Exactly.
For the effects are well done in this movie.
Really
They
good.
really were well done. Cheesy, but well done. Like the electricity was pure 80s.
It was goofy, but it felt right.
It wasn't overly goofy.
And it
wasn't,
felt for the era. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's meant to be scary. And like, if you were watching it in 1986, probably it would have been kind of scary. But nowadays, it's like, aw, it's so cute.
Like with Mike, I think his death was a slit throat.
Yeah.
When Leslie's shaking him, it starts to bleed more.
Yes,
I'm
and
like,
it's
that's a
like
good
squirts
effect.
at her a little bit and stuff.
When the robot first kills the technician,
Yeah.
it puts his
Little
stupid
clampy claw thing.
right through his throat and pulls out, and there's a hole.
Yep.
That's a great physical effect.
It is.
The other guy, he kind of just got jabbed through the back or
Yeah.
the neck, and again, that wasn't a bad death.
No.
So for the effects wise, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
It really is. It must take like most of money to build these robots.
Exactly.
And have
I
them
didn't even
all-
look at the budget on this.
800,000.
Oh, that's not horrible.
No,
actually.
it's pretty cheap.
We had to
actually.
rent out a freaking mall, so I
They
mean,
did, and
that's
this
crazy.
mall is a real mall. They had to film at night,
Nice.
and I guess the security who were there were pissed off by making sure they weren't wrecking anything. But
Fair.
the guys who own the mall were like, no, this is good for us, publicity. This is
Yes.
great. I found out. This is really off topic. I think it was last week before. The mall they used to film Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure
Uh-huh.
closed.
Oh.
And before they did, they had some people who went to the mall in memory of Bill and Ted,
Yeah.
which the new movie is out as we speak, and I'm going to go see it tomorrow.
Woo.
I'm excited for Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Yay.
But yeah, that mall got shut down, and they had people who were dressed up as characters,
Yeah.
did one final walkthrough like the movie.
Awesome.
But no, they actually used a real mall.
Crazy.
Yes,
That's
no?
good though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
So-
awesome.
all the stores were real. Everything was real. It was an
Yeah.
actual.
They probably filmed like inside the stores on a soundstage, but like the
No.
outside, really?
It was all in mall.
But how could they destroy stuff? Like when
Easy.
they're like,
we'll break or they take the glass out and replace it with fake glass or whatever, which I'm sure is what they did.
interesting.
So
I would assume that it would be done on a soundstage because that makes way more sense. You know,
it would, but I don't know
like
if
with
they.
the
I don't think-
mannequins and stuff, they would have to. There's no way that could be real, like in a real mall,
Well,
right?
how hard is it to buy mannequins?
Right, but I mean, like when they're shooting it and like breaking glass and stuff.
I'll check.
I don't know.
Check
I have no
production.
Anyways,
Uh,
but we have a couple good ones coming up for the rest of this month too, for Killer Robot Month. And I already forget which one we're watching. I just pulled them all.
Screamers. We're watching Screamers.
Screamers. Right. The last scream you'll hear will be your own. I've never heard of this movie, so I'm like kind of excited for it.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. There were 2 days. So 20 days filling in the mall, 2 days at Corman Studios.
Fair.
Still 2 days only at the studios. That's
That's still really good.
pretty good.
Yeah. Well, the shots in this were really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But yeah,
Screamers.
Screamers. I
Yeah.
love this movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've never heard of
Oh,
it.
it's so good. It's a
Is
nice.
it another 80s one or is it
Nope,
a 90s?
this is mid 90s.
Okay.
Mid late 90s.
Okay.
I remember seeing the commercial for it. There's some theaters, but it looked cool.
Fun.
And when it came out, I rented it and watched it at my buddy's place when I
Yeah.
was younger. I loved it. I thought this is such a good movie. I rented it a few times.
Is it kind of scurry?
It's got some scurry spots.
Got some scurry spots.
It's got some.
Perfect.
The effects are great.
Because we haven't watched like a scurry one in a minute. I mean, Midsummer
That's
still kind of fucked me up.
This one's not scurry. The one after is scurry. I'm not saying what it is until next week. But
Yay!
It's a good one.
Surprises. Woo! I like being surprised.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this week. This episode was brought to you by our executive producer, who's not even here, Ichabod.
Miss her.
I miss her too. We hope you enjoyed your Horr-Gasm as much as we did. Please don't forget to rate, download, and subscribe. Also, like and follow us on Facebook at the Horr-Gasm Podcast, Instagram at Horr-Gasm, Twitter at Gasm Horror, and YouTube at the Horr-Gasm Podcast. If you have a movie you'd like us to review, this is the best way to let us know. We hope to see you again next week because we have such sights to show you. Plenty of Horr-Gasms for you to experience.